Okay, as you have got, each orbit contain a definite amount of energy, and that is why they are also said to be the energy states. First cell, first orbit contain definite amount of energy, second orbit contain definite amount of energy. So if you want to find out their energies, what is the energy of first orbit, what is the energy of second orbit, there is a formula to find out the energies of different orbits, which is called the energies of different orbits. But this formula you can apply for hydrogen atom only, or hydrogen like particle. Hydrogen like particle means, you know, hydrogen, it is H, it contains one electron. If you consider helium ion Hc plus, normally helium contain 2 electron, Hc plus means it also contain 1 electron. Lithium 2 plus, lithium normally contain 3 electron, 2 plus means it has 1 electron. So helium ion, lithium ion, these are called hydrogen like particle, I mean they also contain 1 electron. So these equations, if you want to determine the energies of different orbits, these equations are applicable for hydrogen or for hydrogen like particle. In question it will mention whether you have to find out for hydrogen or for helium ion or lithium ion. Now, if you want to determine the energies of different orbit, the general formula, you can apply this one. En is equal minus twice pi square m e to the power 4 divided by n square h square whole thing multiplied by z square. This is the formula to determine the energies of different orbits. Now, what is m? M means, you know the pi value 3.14. M means the mass of electron, which is 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg. E means the charge of electron, whose value is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Z means the atomic number. If it is hydrogen, atomic number will be 1. If it is helium ion, atomic number you have to put 2. And H is Planck constant. Already you have got the value, Planck constant 6.626 into 10 to the power minus 34 joule second. And the n value, this n value, it depends on the orbit. If you want to determine the energy of first orbit, n value you have to put 1, E1, I mean energy of first orbit. If you want to find out for second orbit, n value will be 2. If you want to find out for third orbit, n value will be 3, like that. So, as you know, pi value you know, that is constant value 3.14. Mass of electron is constant, charge of electron is constant, H is constant. So except n, you can put all the values, and when you put all the values, then you will get En is equal, after putting the values, En is equal minus 21.8 into 10 to the power minus 19 divided by n square into z square. You will get this one. So n depends on the number of orbits, and its unit you will get as joule per atom. Now, if you want to find out for first orbit, then n value you have to put 1. 1 square means it remains as 1. If you want to find out for hydrogen, z value will be 1. Ultimately, the energy of first orbit for hydrogen atom minus 21.8 into 10 to the minus 19 joule per atom. Similarly, you can write En is equal minus 13.6 divided by n square into z square. Then the unit will be eV per atom. eV means electron volt. If you want to determine the energy in terms of electron volt, then the value will be minus 13.6 divided by n square. And similarly, if you want to find out in kilojoule per mole unit, then it will be minus 1312 divided by n square multiplied by z square. This will be in terms of kilojoule per mole. That is why in exam, if the question asks determine the energy of second orbit in kilojoule per mole, then you apply this one. Just you put the n value, directly you can find out the energy. If the question asks determine the energy of first orbit for hydrogen in terms of joule per atom, then you can apply this equation. So that's why you have to learn all the values so that you can determine the energies of different orbits in different units. Now, one question: why the energy of electron always represented by negative sign? If you want to know about this, here I have put one negative sign. Why the energy of electron is negative? Actually, when the electron is present far away from the nucleus, I mean when the electron is away from the nucleus, then there will be no force of attraction between the nucleus and the electron, and at that moment the energy of the electron is said to be zero. I mean when the electron is far away from the nucleus. But when the electron is coming closer to the nucleus, as the electron comes closer to the nucleus, then some force of attraction takes place between the electron and the nucleus, and due to this force of attraction the electron has to release some amount of energy. So initially what was the energy? Energy of the electron was 0, but from 0 now due to attraction it should release energy. So when it release energy, initially it was 0, that's why the electron energy becomes negative 1, and that is why the energy of electron always represented by negative sign. Now, so this is about the energy of different orbits. By using this any one depending on the unit, you can find out the energy of different orbits. Always you remember n value depends on the number of orbit. If you want to determine for first orbit, n value you put 1. If you want to determine for second orbit, n value you have to put 2. For third orbit, n value is 3. For fourth orbit, n value is 4. Like that you can find out energies of different orbits. Now, like the energies of different orbits, you can determine the radius of different orbits also. Now I give you the formula to determine radius of different orbits. So like energy, radius also have some formula. The formula is Rn is equal, I mean radius of nth orbit is equal a naught into n square, a naught into n square divided by z. Z means atomic number, n means the number of orbit. What is a naught? Where a naught is the radius of first orbit. Radius of first orbit, and this first orbit is also called Bohr orbit. A naught is the radius of first orbit, or you can represent by Bohr orbit also, because Bohr determined this a naught value, and that's why it is the first orbit is also called Bohr orbit. Radius of first orbit, and its value is 52.9 picometer. This is the value of radius of first orbit. So if you want to find out the radius of second orbit, then you put R2. A naught value you know, this you have to put 2 square, and if the atom is hydrogen, Z value will be 1. I mean 52.9 into 4 for the second orbit. Similarly for third orbit, hydrogen atom, A naught value 52.9 into 3 square, I mean multiplied by 9. Like this way you can determine the radius of different orbits. For hydrogen, Z value is 1, but for hydrogen like particle, Z value may be different. So by using this you can find out the radius of different orbit. Similarly, you can determine the velocity of electron in different orbits also. Velocity of electron in different orbits. Just I will give you the formula how to determine the velocity of electron in different orbits. The relation is Vn is equal V naught into Z by n. V naught means velocity of electron in first orbit. This was determined. What is the velocity of electron present in first orbit? That represented by V naught, and its value is 2.188 into 10 to the power 8 centimeter per second. This is the value of value of the velocity of electron present in first orbit. So since V naught value is constant, n value depends on the number of orbit, Z is the atomic number depending on the nature of the atom. So you can find out the velocity of electron present in second orbit, velocity of electron present in third orbit. So like this way you can find out the velocity also. So By using this formula, you can determine energy, you can determine radius of different orbits, you can determine the velocity of electron present in different orbits. Thank you.